Good morning. In the last video session, we had seen partitioning clustering methods, and mainly we had looked into two partitioning clustering methods, k-means and k-metoids. In this video, we are going to see some examples for k-means clustering method. So as you know, k-means clustering method, actually how the clustering process is happening. We are we are giving a value for k, where k represents how many number of clusters we are going to make. That is, in advance, we need to give the k value. So based on the k value, for example, if k is equal to 2, we will be taking two mean values, and that mean values will be representing the centroid of that particular cluster. Then based on that mean value, we'll calculate the distance from all other points, and we'll rearrange the cluster based on the minimum distance. Then again we will calculate the mean value. Then that process will be continuing until we'll get a fixed cluster. So we will see this procedure with an example. So you can see it is given as a set S. These are our training data, and 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 20, 25 and 30. Now this data is given, and we are inputting like mean is cluster is equal to 2. That means we are going to make two clusters. Okay, we are going to make two clusters among with this set of numbers. Now when k is equal to 2, we can take two data points as means. So arbitrarily I'm taking random value m1. M1 is the mean value of the first clusters. We are taking it as 4, and m2 is equal to 12. 12 is the mean value of the centroid of the second cluster. So we are inputting this particular sample, right? And we are inputting k is equal to 2, which indicates that we need two clusters. Now randomly we are taking the centroid of two clusters. First cluster we are taking m1 is equal to 4, and second cluster I'm taking m2 is equal to 12. Now we, we are going to take the mean values. Suppose I'm taking the first cluster, where just based on 2, we are taking the first cluster as 2, 3, 4. Right? Randomly we are assigning the first cluster as 2, 3, 4, where 4 is representing the first cluster. That means 4 is the mean. Second cluster we are taking 10, 11, 12, 20, 25 and 30. Right? And for this cluster we are taking the mean value as 12. Right? Now randomly we are taken first cluster and second cluster. Now based on this one, we wanted to calculate what is the actual mean value. So we'll calculate the actual mean value of the first cluster as 2 plus 3 plus 4, and the mean value is 3 divided by 3. So 9 by 3, the mean value is 3. Similarly, for the second cluster also, we'll calculate the mean 10 plus 11 plus 12 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 divided by 6. We are getting the mean value as 18. Right? Now, so now in the second step, we are getting a new mean. In the first step, we are taken arbitrarily one mean value for the first cluster, that is m1 is equal to 4. Right? Then we assigned a random cluster, and then again we calculated the actual mean value. So actual mean value here it is 3. In the second cluster, actual mean value it is 18. Now we are going to calculate the distance between this cluster and all other points. That means this cluster representation is 3, right? From 3, what is the distance from 3 to 2, 3 to 4, 3 to 10, 3 to 11, 3 to 12, etc. So when we are calculating the distance, we know that near to 3, what are the points? 2 is near. Then, so if I'm taking m1 is equal to 3 and m2 is equal to 18, and I'll take the first point 2. We'll check that whether 2 is near to 3 or 2 is near to 18. Obviously 2 is near to 3, so we will add that in the first cluster. Take the second next point 4, whether 4 is near to 3 or 4 is near to 18. 4 is near to 3, so it 4 will be added into the first cluster. Next is 10. 10, whether 10 is near to 3 or 10 is near to 18. It is near to 3, so 10 is also added in this particular cluster. Now take the second point 11, whether 11 is near to 3 or near to 18. It is near to 18, so 11 will be added in this cluster. Again 12, 12 we are taking, 12 is whether it is near to 3 or near to 18. It is near to 12. Similarly 20, 25, 30, everything is near to 18, not near to 3. So those points will be added in the second cluster. So that's what we are doing. Initially we are making an arbitrary cluster with an arbitrary mean value. Then after that we'll calculate the actual mean value. Now based on the mean value, the new mean value or the actual mean value, again we are rearranging the cluster. So you can see the first cluster K1 was 2, 3, 4. When we are calculating the mean value, the actual mean value, the cluster is rearranged as 2, 3, 4, 10. Similarly in the second cluster also, initially this was the second cluster. Now when you are calculating the actual mean value, the cluster is rearranged 11, 12, 20, 25 and 30. Now what is the next step? Now based on this rearrange the cluster, again we are calculating the mean value. So as I told, this procedure will be repeating until you are getting a fixed cluster. So again I'm calculating the mean value of these points. So it is 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 10. So 19 by 4, that is equal to 4.75. So approximately we can take it as 5. Now in the second case it is 11 plus 12 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30. So approximately the mean value is 20. So what is happening in the next step is, now according to the rearranged cluster we are getting a new mean value as 5. M1 is equal to 5 and M2 is equal to 20. So again we need to calculate, or we need to rearrange the cluster based on the new mean value. So I'm taking M5 and 20. So now we are going to check points. We are taking the points and which cluster it is going to come. So I'm taking the first point, that is 2. I'm calculating the distance from 2 to 5 and 2 to 20. So 2 is near to 5, so it is coming in the first cluster. Similarly 3, 3 3 is near to 5, 4 is near to 5, 10 is near to 5, 11 is near to 5, 12 is near to 5. So all these points will be coming in the cluster K1. Similarly, take K2. So here I'm 20. So if I'm taking the point 20 or 25, 25 is near to 20 than 5. So similarly 30. 30 is near to 20, not near to 5. So I'm rearranging the cluster accordingly. So you can just see that previously the first cluster was 2, 3, 4, 10. So based on the mean value 5, the cluster is rearranged as 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Similarly, previously the second cluster was 11, 12, 20, 25, 30. Now, according to the new mean value 20, it is rearranged as 20, 25, 30. Now, what will be the next procedure? The next procedure will be, again we'll calculate the mean value of these points. So we'll get the new mean value as 7. Here also calculate the mean value of these 3 points. Mean value is 25. So we got again a new mean value, that is 7 and 25. Now repeat the procedure. Based on 7, we will check whether 2 is near to 7 or 25. Similarly, 3 is near to 7 or 25. So nearest points will be taken, nearest points to 7 will be taken in this cluster, and nearest points to 25 will be taken into this cluster. Now what is happening, if you compare this K1 and this K1, both are same, right? This cluster did not change, even though mean is changed from 5 to 7, and here mean is changed from 20 to 25, but the cluster is remaining same. So which indicates that we can stop the procedure. We got a fixed cluster. So cluster 1 we can represent it as 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Cluster 2 will be 2, 25, 30 based on the distance parameter, right? So this is the procedure. So initially we were having a complete initially we were having the set, right? So arbitrarily we are taking two means and we are just assigning the values, right? Then we are calculating the mean value, right? After calculating the mean value based on the distance from the mean value, each time we are rearranging the clusters. Now whenever we are getting a fixed cluster, we are stopping and we are finalizing that this is the final cluster based on the distance parameter for the k-means algorithm. Now in this example, we had seen only one parameter. S is equal to 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 20, 25. Now we will see one more example where uh, we are having two parameters, 2 points, height and weight. We are considering attributes height and weight and how we are applying the k-means clustering. We'll see. So the question is divide the given sample data into two clusters. That means our k value is 2 using k-means algorithm, and the distance to calculate the distance we can make use of Euclidean distance formula. Now it is given like we can have is totally 12 points are there, right? Each point is parameterized as height and weight. For example, if I'm taking the first point, one attribute is height is 185 and weight is 75. Similarly, the second point, height is 170, weight is 56, etc. So etc. we are having 12 points. So as per the k-means method, the first one is we need to check take any one point has one cluster centroid or the initial mean value, right? So here k is equal to 2, so we need two mean values m1 and m2. Before moving to that, we know that we here it is telling we need to use Euclidean distance formula, right? So we have to use the Euclidean distance formula, that is square root of xh minus hi whole square plus x w minus wi whole square. We'll see how this formula is working out in the problem. So this is each value. For example, x1, x2, etc. This is the values, and this is the mean value of that particular. For example, if I'm taking this particular row, what is the mean value of this row, and each value. For example, 185 minus its mean value, 170 minus mean value, 168 minus mean value, etc. Similarly, the y coordinate also. So this is the Euclidean formula. So using this Euclidean distance formula, we are going to calculate the distance between the points to assign in each cluster. So initially we are taking one point for one cluster as the centroid and another point for the second cluster. So initially we are taking first representing the clusters with C1 and C2. So the first point, that is height is 185 and weight is 72. So we are taking this particular point as the representative of the first cluster C1. So C1 is equal to 1. Now second point, that is height is equal to 170 and weight is equal to 56. So we are taking this second point as the representative of the second cluster. Okay. So initially we can tell that the mean value of the first cluster is the first point and the mean value of the second cluster is the second point. Now what is the procedure? We need to check all other points, all other 10 points out of 12, 1 point, 2 points we are taken as the centroids. So remaining 10 points, we need to check whether it is near to the first point or whether it is near to the second point. So based on the shortest distance, it is going to belong to that particular cluster. So whether it is near, which to calculate the distance, we are using Euclidean distance formula. So take the third point. In the third point, height is 168 and weight is 60, right? Now, we am going to calculate whether the third point is belonging to the first cluster or whether the third point is belonging to the second cluster. So to check that one, I'm going to calculate first the distance between the first point and the third point using Euclidean distance formula. So the first point is, so how the mean value, the value that is having is 168 minus the mean value. What is the mean value of the first cluster? That is first point 185 whole square plus now this y coordinate, that is weight. Current weight of third point is 60 minus what is the mean value? 72 whole square. When you're calculating, we will get it as 20.80. Now the distance between the first point and the third point, that means the representative of the first cluster and the third point is 20.80. Now we need to calculate the distance between the second point and the third point using Euclidean distance formula. So according to the formula, it is 168 minus the mean value. Mean value, we assumed it as 170. So 168 minus 170 whole square, 60 minus 56 whole square, right? So x coordinate, difference of x coordinate whole square plus difference of y coordinate whole square. So square root, we'll get 4.48. Right. Now what we calculated is we are checking whether a third point is belonging to the first cluster or third point is belonging to the second cluster. So for that we calculated the distance between the third point and the first cluster representative and third point and the second cluster representative. So we got that it is 4.48, right? So which is not this 20.80 and 4.48. 4.48 is small, which indicates that it is belonging in the cluster 2, right? So initially our cluster was just the representatives, first point and the second point. When we calculated the distance of the third point, we came to know that the third point is belonging in the second cluster. So I can rewrite the second cluster as this is the mean value or the representative comma the third point. Now third point is belonging to this cluster. Similarly, take the next point, that is the fourth point, and we'll calculate whether fourth point is coming in this cluster or in this cluster. In this cluster. So how to do that one? In a similar way, first I'll calculate this first point and fourth point distance, that is 179 minus 18, square root of 179 minus 185 whole square plus 68 minus 72 whole square. Calculate that value, and then after that calculate the distance between fourth point and second point, that is 179 minus 170 whole square divide plus 72 minus 56 whole square and its square root. So when we repeat this thing again, fifth point, sixth point, all these points we need to calculate the distance from these two cluster representatives. So when we repeat the procedure, we'll come to know that this is the first cluster that we are getting. That is, the first cluster is having 185, right? So 185, 72, 185. That is centroid point is 185, 72. Second cluster 170 is height, 56 is the weight, etc. Now, based on that, after completing the third row value to, after adding that third row to C2, we can calculate the new centroid also, right? So each time we can calculate the new centroid as we told the procedure. So once we are getting a new centroid, right? So when we are doing and we are calculating the distance from each point to that particular point, right? We'll get a new cluster. So as we told, whenever we are getting a new cluster, we need to calculate the new centroid. That means we are going to calculate the new mean value. So here after that we'll get a new mean value as 169.58. So as we know that in the case of k means the whatever the centroid value we are getting or the mean value whatever we are getting, it may or may not be the point in the sample, right? It may or may not be the point in the, sorry, it may or may not be the point in the sample. But when we are coming to k-medoid method, always we will make sure that whatever the centroid we are taking, it is a sample, whatever the sample point it is there. So calculate the new centroid, right, each time. So now finally, if we are completing the procedure, right, we will get that cluster 1 will have 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All these values, right? Cluster 2 will have 2 and 3, right? So once again, so after calculating the distance from each point, right, we will calculate the mean value and we will update the mean value, right? Then based on the mean value, again we will rearrange the cluster and we will get the new cluster. As we told, this procedure will be repeating until you will get a final cluster, right? So if we repeat the procedure all together, we will get the first cluster as 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, means these points 11, 12, all these points with its heights and weights, that will come in cluster 1. Only point second and 3 will come in the second cluster. So we can represent the cluster in this way. Thank you.